Super Newcastle, Newcastle United FC.
Bonjour everyone, welcome to Midweek Magpies. Geordie Wooman superstar's absent for the day.
Babysitting duty, innit?
I believe it or not, he is a father.
He's got to look after Perez.
Top 10. Solidified. Maybe.
Top 10? You know what it is? I honestly think you can climb higher.
So we play Everton next.
Yeah, with the game in hand.
So we'll overtake Everton and then we'll like a point behind Leicester or something.
Yeah.
So like the 8th place is looking fucking very likely.
8th place is quite realistic.
Leicester's faded off.
Like 10th are reaching us. Like offer a Toon fan 10th at the start of the season, they'd suck your dick.
Offer them fucking 17th, you know, that's all I wanted.
They would get on their knees and fucking ram it right in. You know what I mean? 10th's unbelievable, but honestly, 8th and 9th, it's very
Mars as well,
very realistic.
Like the month you get obviously extra millions for every place. And obviously how good it looks for us to be top 8 man after coming up last year.
But do you remember the last time top 10?
Nah, Podju innit? Big Podju.
When was that? That was when we were in college. So that
probably about 2012 or something,
yeah, 11, 12, yeah. Fucking hell. So like the money, like I was going to say Ashley could make, whether he's going to put a bag into the clubs, debatable. But if there's a takeover and that money's there, great. So try and hit 8th. Like the momentum's there, been unreal since the start of the year. So to fuck it up now is going to be an absolute liberty.
I don't think we will. I think we've got the players in there who will carry it on. You know, the likes of Lascelles and Rich did run about like we're pushing it. We're not going to give up now. We're safe, but we don't want to just stop now and go to the beach like this is us. Like we're going to carry on going.
Yeah. So there's 4 games left. Everton, like every week we say it's a massive game. Like it goes without saying.
Every last 7 months.
But Everton will be a massive game because it's that opportunity to take over them in 9th place. Game after that's West Brom, and now they've just beat United, but there's 6 points up for the taking. So
that's something you can never tell because a few weeks ago when we looked at it, you thought, "Ooh, Leicester was a hard game." West Brom will definitely get points. Now it's the other way around. They're picking up points against Leicester.
They've got the
Everton's normally a tricky place to go, and Fat Sam negative, but everyone's against him at the minute, and their season's petering out. Where like you say, we're full of momentum, but. And then it comes to West Brom where this time next week they'll probably still be full of momentum if they get a decent result in the weekend. So after, like you say, beating Man U, so it's so hard to call the end of the season. But I think we'll kick on. I don't think we're going to slow down.
Nah, like it would be typical Newcastle to fuck it up at this point, wouldn't it?
At least they can't surely fuck it up enough to go down. That's the main thing.
There's no need to finish below 10th now.
It's nice to finish in the top 10, but at least with 13 points clear relegation zone. So
like that, like even so, like still between 10th and like 20th, it's still quite open. So just as long as you don't fuck up, even like maybe just get a couple of draws or something, should hit 10th. But like I say, like there's no need to mess up, but like carry on that momentum and try and steal 8th or 9th.
Definitely. I mean, Robbie joked on the weekend that we're catching him up. Arsenal in 6th, and they're going to maybe drop to 7th the way Burnley are going. Huge win over Arsenal, wasn't it?
Oh, unbelievable.
I called it. Knew it would happen. Totally deserved it.
It was quite predictable, to be fair. Like I don't really think overly many people. Like I spoke to a few Arsenal fans before the game, and they didn't really have that much confidence. So I think it was written in the stars really that maybe it's not a win, but at least a draw.
It was because you knew Arsenal,
you knew Arsenal weren't going to put out their best team. Haven't really been on the best run at the minute, whereas Newcastle have. So against Newcastle's good momentum, Arsenal's shit momentum, Arsenal's changed team, Newcastle were always going to get our result. Maybe it's not a win, but they were always going to get a result.
I think the fans and the players believe that after the result against Man U, picking up big wins like that, and off the back of beating Leicester away, which is huge.
Yeah, like the Huddersfield and Leicester games were absolutely massive. Like the momentum,
it's mad. Like it's like a change. It's like a change Newcastle because you're saying that it's typical Newcastle to fuck up, but it's not typical Newcastle of this season. Because the current Newcastle side is completely different to what we used to in Newcastle because normally Newcastle would fuck up massively. And when it took this to the last day of the season, them games against Southampton, Huddersfield would have been draws or defeats and would have got sucked right back in there. But this Newcastle side, man, with Benitez and the characters and the team themselves, it's a whole different like frame for Newcastle.
Like when people's been going on about like PFA Manager of the Year, people was trying to throw Rafa's name in the pot. personally, I don't think he should. But if there was an award for comeback manager of the year, 100%. Because I don't think you can really compete with Pep Guardiola. And I think David Wagner's had a good year, so has Chris Hughton. So I don't think Newcastle started shit. It was looking pretty good for Newcastle to get relegated at one point in the season. So I wouldn't put Rafa in the mix of manager of the year, but comeback manager of the year without a doubt. Because that turnaround, since December, January, outstanding.
Best record outside the top 4, 5th on the form table. For me, I would put him in there because of the job he's done. This is a championship team.
He would be in the mix. Well, that's a good point, because a shit team.
The team is terrible, but now it's looking alright. Individuals are popping up into form like Richie and Shelby, who've always been decent players.
At the start of the
Rafa's
season,
tactics and his coaching is just unbelievable. And for me, I'd probably give the manager the Sean Dyche. Because again, he's got a shite team.
So that's another one.
And the job he's done there is unbelievable. They look like they're going to get into Europe. Burnley in Europe on that budget. Sean Dyche, man, what a job the ginger, ugly, hairy bastard's done.
Yeah, it really has, to be fair. Big fan of Burnley. Not necessarily Burnley, but Sean Dyche. I get fucked with Burnley. Sean Dyche's done an absolutely cracking job. I would like to see him and maybe Eddie Howe in contention for the next England job. Because they're the only good English coaches at the minute. You can't really keep putting the likes of fucking Pardew and Allardyce in that bracket anymore. Unless you go foreign.
Which hasn't worked before,
Yeah, them too. And young, Sean Dyche is still pretty young.
I think Eddie Howe is probably a little bit too young yet. It'll come in the future if he carries on the way he has been. But I'd give Dyche the England job. You'll see how shit Southgate does in the summer. He probably can't win it now that I said that. But Dyche in the future, amazing job, man.
Harry.
So I touched on it. Fat Sam, Everton away next Monday night on Sky. It's a tricky place to go because of the park.
Funny team, Everton.
And Everton just, Allardyce makes it ugly football, hard to beat.
He always has, wherever he's been.
But it's mad, I see now Everton put out a poll for the fans to rate how Allardyce has done this season.
It's been desperate, that, hasn't it?
Well, that's shown, we put a poll out when there's a change going to happen. And it came back they want him gone, basically. So his future's uncertain. So it could be a good time to play them, really.
He was never really the man. I think he was just.
Every club gets him for, just to keep them up.
Yeah, I think he was all that was available at the start of the season. Because for the money they spent in the summer, for them to end up where they were when that Dutch cunt got sacked, that was a fucking.
17th, doesn't it?
That was a disgrace.
The signings they made in the summer, Sigurdsson and that one, 50 odd million as well. Insane.
It was 30 million Pickford, 30 million Keane, bought Wayne Rooney.
Sigurdsson was 42 or 48 or something.
It's around that now.
I got Rooney back, even in January when they had to desperately buy Sanchez-Son, who was linked with Newcastle as well.
Yeah.
That was 30 million as well.
Yeah.
28 million or something.
He's been a good buy.
He's been really good buy. It shows if you invest, sometimes it can work out. It's paid off for them investing that striker in January and keep them up.
Everton's a tricky team. Anyone Sam Allardyce manages is tricky because they'll either hammer you or you'll hammer them. It's fucking weird, isn't it? Everton's a very tricky team, but let's say Newcastle's riding that wave at the minute. Wavy gang.
I reckon. Ooh, I don't know how to talk call, but Everton on paper do have some class players.
They really do.
They really should be. People were tipping them for Champions League at the start of the season, breaking that top 4, top 6.
Them signings they made, I would have said Everton would have finished in the top 6 this season. Yeah, I really would have had them in the underdog at the start of the season. I can't believe how shit they started.
No.
Hopefully Newcastle will jump above them.
It'd be class, and that would just show
look how much they've spent.
Money isn't everything. At some point, we whinge on rightfully so about that investment, but sometimes
too much investment.
It doesn't work out. But we hope that with Rafa it would work out because we're trusting him as a manager. Coleman, it didn't really work out. Allardyce, he seems to be floating about just for the money, and people just get him because you're not going to get relegated with him.
He plays some dirty football, doesn't he? Just lobbing it up top. It's not pretty.
Old school manager, football in the clouds.
Fucking
Sunday League banter.
What's the fucking Ricky Tomlinson guy?
Mike Bassett.
He's fucking Mike Bassett, isn't he?
He really is
fucking
Mike Bassett.
English, fat, middle-aged fucking English bloke. Fucking loves a kebab and just proper racist and that. He's a proper fucking Mike Bassett, isn't he?
He really is. He's such a dodgy cunt as well. That's why he got sacked from England. Being a dodgy cunt. Just fucking showing people the ins and outs of how to get away with fucking murder.
Funny bloke. Funny style of football. Sometimes it works. Like
Bolton. We're wonders for wanderers.
Oh, it's fucking Bolton.
European football.
I know. Maybe it's not the same with like West Ham. It wasn't pretty. Newcastle, it wasn't pretty.
It's funny because like everyone wants them out when they get them in, don't they? Apart from the scum, because they're just happy to fucking win, happy to be in the Premier League. Defoe kept them afloat, but like everyone who appoints them, even here, like the crowd and turned against him, and it's happened at Goodison now, where the crowd's turned against him because they were kicking off last week when they drew 1-1 with Swansea. How negative he was just to pick up a point against Swansea. Like if you're not all that money run about them invested, they should be aiming for top 6. If you're gonna go and play teams like Swansea and be pure content with a 1-1 draw, like all that attacking quality on the bench, and
that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I like kind of like the pause there to let the fans say whether he's done a good enough job to keep him on next season or not, because they got rid of Coleman, fair play, he spent millions, didn't do a good job, and they employed Allardyce probably because he was that was there. Like that wasn't a great deal of option at the time, and he, like we were saying, he's that kind of manager that's just gonna not get you relegated. He's just gonna do that bare minimum, stay in the league, and then whatever from there. So I think Everton can do good because they can do better because they're a great team. They've obviously got money. I've liked Everton for a long time, like since like the Moisey days. Like I really like Everton now.
I like their academy. They always bring their good players.
Manager.
Like even now, that Calvert-Lewin's decent player, Tom Davies. They've got loads of good youngins. So that Lookman who's out on loan in Germany, he's doing well.
With like a world-class manager, someone who's really gonna like push them, I reckon they could try and break into the top 4.
They could, especially to see they've got the money. The money obviously is there.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a tricky trip to Goodison Park next week. I fancy maybe a 1-1.
I was going to say that, because I wouldn't really like to say a win for either team. So you just got to like stick in the middle, play it safe, draw 1-1. I think that's reasonable. Like
I'd be happy. That'd be a great point. Very good point.
Been saying that for weeks now. Like a point against anyone.
Leicester away would take that.
Take a draw. Take a draw.
That's it though. Rafa is the same in that sense, is that he makes you hard to beat that, but that's what was like good about us coming there, that tricky spell that we had. Like even when we're playing the big teams, we weren't getting hammered. Like City here at home, people criticise tactics, but we only got beat 1-0.
I still rectify they were good tactics. And just to not get beat 6-0, I think that's all you really needed.
If we didn't pick up these points, it could come down to that. You've seen how tight it is down the bottom of the table. It really could come down to goal difference. So
definitely,
Rafa's in the same bracket in that he's going to, especially away from home, make sure we don't get beat first and foremost, and then try and catch them on a counter. So I reckon it'll be a close game, 1-1 or 2-0. Everton. I don't know. I was thinking like Monday night.
I would say like the same prediction I had for the Arsenal game. Yeah, for the Arsenal game, I said 1-1, but the Toon could nick it 2-1, and like that did come out, and I would probably say that for this game. And like 1-1 looks reasonable, but like I say, like with Newcastle's momentum at the minute, like could just nick that 2-1.
Yeah, well, like you say,
fancy that
after the Leicester game, we kind of put past them.
Yeah, that was 2-1 now, wasn't it?
2-1 away at Leicester. Jose Benitez with a world leaver finish. Jose could make it 4-4. Goals against Everton.
He's going
into that match winner. Take good care on the day, Taylor.
He's going to get out of the World Cup, man. He's going to get Cesc Fabregas' place.
He's playing in that number 10 role.
Can you imagine? Jose at the World Cup, man. Fuck off.
He's gone there, man. He's gone. Jose, Shelby, they're all gone. Sharing the right net.
Entire Newcastle squad.
What was next? Where is Newcastle? Comfortably sitting in the top 10 of elite Premier League football.
Comfortable.
Accrington Stanley. Congratulations to them on getting promotion to League One last night.
First time ever.
Well done to you. Now they've got one of the lowest budgets in football as well. Joint lowest, I think it was, in competitive football. So it's an amazing achievement for them.
That stadium looks like Belton Terriers.
It looks awful. And that is where Sunderland will genuinely be travelling to and playing next year.
Enjoy that one, guys.
Once it's confirmed, which is a matter of days, for Sunderland to going down. It could be this weekend, it could be Midweek sending them down next week at their place, but Sunderland are genuinely going to be playing Accrington Stanley next year. Wow. Enjoy beating away.
It was really good. It was really good.
Fucking Accrington Stanley make Burton look like the Burnabout. So you enjoy that, sitting on the little grass heap there, eating your cheesy chips and drinking the Panda Pop. Because that is fucking stinky, that like.
Stinky Pete.
Fucking.
That's absolutely lift and crack that, man.
Accrington Stanley, imagine having to can't play there, man.
Accrington Stanley.
This time last year there was 60 odd places between Sunderland and Accrington Stanley. Now they're going to be sharing the same pitch together.
I actually kind of feel sorry for them, you know. I'll say kind of like they've got like a good stadium and that, like apart from like the pink pale seats.
Yeah, shame they can't fucking fill the first year.
But
they've stopped selling tickets. Have you seen for the Wolves game because Newcastle fans were buying them out at a relegation party? Like when we went about nipping in Norwich the other week. They're scared of an atmosphere. That's all that was.
Yeah, definitely. So they've only got one tier now because they're scared of Newcastle fans going causing chaos.
Taking out the top tier, hoying fucking brown ale off them and pissing out of them, laughing at them.
Like fair play to be fair, because that was inevitable. Like some people bought tickets to say Norwich, didn't they?
Aye.
Like Norwich were selling tickets for the Sunderland end
for £1
for £1. And some people got, oh no, I didn't know that you.
Yeah, they make you don't know. Your football intelligent police were shit on that one.
Excuse me, this is the police calling. You're not going to the Sunderland game, are you? No.
I am, I'm a big Norwich fan.
Yeah, love
I run a YouTube channel called the Canary Channel. Norwich Fan TV.
Who else is on the cards? Plymouth Argyle, Scunthorpe, Rotherham, Fleetwood.
Oh, Portsmouth, back to Fratton Park. Aye, back down to Blackpool, good weekend away for yous.
Oxford, can hang out with the posh boys.
Walsall, man, fucking hell.
Wow, what we were.
Who else is like on the verge of coming up in there? Oh, our good friends, from after the fan cams.
Our good friends of Luton.
Oh, Exeter City. Oh, might even be Shola. Could we play in the Mackhams next year? Even Notts County come up from the
Mackham
playoffs.
Slayer.
Mackham Slayer back again.
Gonna haunt you.
Kevin Nolan and I'll fucking chicken dancing all around the stadium again. Oh, Lincoln City,
Wickham,
Carlisle. Nah, they're a bit far off now. That's a shame. You could have had a derby.
At least someone's getting a fucking derby these days.
Jesus Christ, Sunderland are more than likely to play Carlisle. Quick, they're going to play Newcastle again.
Definitely.
Fucking awful.
Unlucky boys.
Well, unlucky. Honestly, unless we get them in the cup, I don't think we're going to play fucking Sunderland in my lifetime again. I just cannot see them. I just think they're going to go down and down and be stuck in the doldrums of the fucking dog shit for years.
Like, have Newcastle played Sunderland in the cup? Has there ever been a cup derby?
I don't think so. Not that I remember anyway.
Obviously, like years ago, probably was, but not the like we could remember.
Probably in the 70s and 80s and that, but I can't remember any like that.
It's fucking like lucky though, and like for like third, fourth round of the FA Cup to be drawn against a derby team.
One ball off, weren't we? In the because we got Luton. We would have had Gateshead if Gateshead had beaten Luton in the last round, but Luton hammered them. And before that, Sunderland got drawn out before we got Luton. And obviously then it wasn't that Sunderland Borough in the cup this year now, so they played each other three times. So you never know. Hopefully, like, and we might play Borough next year if they get up off the playoffs, but they're featuring out a bit. It's not really a derby though, is it? Borough.
I
mean, we're still a classic. We're still fucking going out 10 o'clock in the morning.
Something down. Yeah, something down.
Better fucking Wolves and Huddersfield being the closest derby. Getting thirsty on this juice, man.
Yeah, it's warm outside.
Super gay shit today, the record league, because it's 20 degrees in Newcastle and everyone's getting carried away. We're going to shoot outside, but it's chock-a-block. No one's got a job like us do.
Shout out the strawberry, everyone here.
Shout out the peasants.
Midday.
Peasants on the strawberry. Scum out there with VIPs, comfy inside, aircon on. But Fleetwood on the list as well.
Yeah, Fleetwood's in League One.
Oh, and guess who has just been announced as head coach of Fleetwood Town?
I can't believe it.
Joey Barton. Out of the blue, if you haven't seen that, there's a Q&A on our channel of the event that he did a couple of weeks ago. Toon fans, it's classy, asked loads of questions, and one of them did touch upon it about maybe going into management, because obviously he's suspended at the minute for gambling at Burnley, and he was on about the future. He's 35 now. He's still doing a decent job for Burnley in the middle of the park.
He's a good player, I think. I think when he comes out of this suspension, he'll give himself like a player manager's role. And in League One, he'll be unreal.
Like Kevin Nolan doing it in Notts County.
Yeah, absolutely kill it. He'll come back, play Sunderland, and fucking score a hat-trick or something.
Oh, we'd fucking love that. He'd gone ballistic and all, wouldn't he? Wind them right up.
If he does take on like a player coach's role, he needs to make sure he's not a dickhead and get himself sent off though. Like, make himself like an embarrassment.
Get on
Imagine the manager getting sent off for a 2-foot tackle.
Get on. Manager taking the early pass. They want to give out the orders. Who's coming on the subs? Different now.
Fuck nah, mate. Get the chairman on.
Request a bet on how many times Bolton's going to end up getting sent to the stands.
Fuck
as soon as he gets in the touchdown, he did an apology. Only fucking headbutting David Naylor hitting the deck.
He needs to chill out a bit. I think he's had anger management now, like, but
well, he needs fucking something.
Yeah, he needs that. That'd be interesting. I don't know. Like, I never seen that coming. Like, I didn't realise. Like,
he must have watched the video on the channel,
Nah, shit.
Because he said, like, I want to get back into it, and if worst comes to worst, I know for a fact I can get a job down the road at the school. Hinting that Sunderland will take him on because of how shit they're doing.
Yeah, true.
But if he was desperate, he knew he could always get a paid job down the road playing for Sunderland. But obviously, I don't think he can. You wouldn't stoop that low, would you, Joey?
You wouldn't do that low, would you, Joey? How are you, Joseph? Fucking hell, man. You wouldn't get to Sunderland. No one would. Fucking hell.
You're like going to fucking Carlisle.
It's a bit of a weird one. Like, I kind of forgot he was in his suspension, to be fair. So
I don't know. I think he might do an alright job. He was on the Q&A and I talks about the best manager he ever worked on. That was probably Kevin Keegan.
Yeah.
And spited his hatred for Mark Hughes now. Mark Hughes is fucking shit and that, but you know, he's been around some big dressing rooms where he could have picked a few things up and decent managers. So
he came through the ranks at Man City.
He probably did a decent job down there, to be fair. You know, League One and that, like.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's a weird league. That's where like a lot of people start off though, innit? Like Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank and like Kevin Nolan and all kinds of people like that. So. It's a good place to start, get yourself recognised, because like, a lot of people like.
Or even like Dicey and Eddie Howe, I was saying about before, they started off in the fucking lower echelons of English football, worked their way up. So Joey Barton to do an Eddie Howe and Fleetwood to be the next Bournemouth.
Imagine Fleetwood win the Premier League.
Yeah, it's probably fun happen. But this feel a couple of years ago, do you know what I mean? Fucking anywhere near Blackpool, seen it before. Who's in the Millwall could fucking come up this year?
That'd be great. If there's
for West Ham fan TV.
If there's a Millwall West Ham derby, that's what I want to see.
That's what I want to see. That's better than the Old Firm.
Yeah, no, right. Man, you say what for a bit scrap on, man. No one watches the Old Firm because of the quality of football, because it's shit!
4-0, 2 red cards, 2 headbutts, referees fucking dead. That's what we want to see.
That's all you want to see. That's what you want to see. No one watches the Old Firm derby to watch football. Fuck that shit.
Nah, not for the quality anyway. It's fucking awful. It's a bit late out of 23s up here last week.
Didn't want to have that,
mate.
Shocking.
Waste of fucking £3. I got it for free season.
You got it for free? It was a waste of my £3.
Wasting my time, it was fucking freezing. None of this. Oh, it is glorious sunshine.
Summertime in Newcastle.
Summertime in a Toon.
Boom, boom.
PFA Team of the Year has been announced today. It's questionable for my liking. We'll go through it. De Gea in net, the 4th out of 5th year in a row. You can't even argue that, can you?
Nah.
Probably the best keeper in the world.
Yeah, he really is for me. Czech was the only one in the last 5 years to break in. Didn't really know how that happened, but
he's fucking half an hour now. He should be. Helmet.
De Gea is definitely the best goalkeeper in the Premier League for me.
Nick Pope's had a good season, but a Burnley player I would put in there though is Tarkowski instead of Otamendi, or someone else instead of Otamendi.
Absolutely anyone.
Because Otamendi.
Lascelles?
What's he done? Lascelles, man. Lascelles.
I think a lot of Man City players are going to get the nod because they've won the league.
Because they're wearing the Man City shit.
If they're starting 11 and they've won the league,
like 5 of their players take up this team. That's it.
Yeah, the PFA is.
Who are the champions? Lucky Dip Poop and
yeah, the PFA is probably just going to look at that and be like, oh, well, they must have had a good year because they won the league.
No, must be the best. Best team, best.
Must have.
Who played the last game? Put him in there.
Yeah,
Kyle Walker right back. No, City player. Who's that? Vertonghen at Spurs. He's been classed for a couple of years now, hasn't he?
Yeah. I don't really know about the back four. Like
Alonso at left back's dodgy, man. Like Chelsea had a fucking shite season.
I quite like Alonso because he brings that threat of scoring goals. Like
a free kick specialist.
Yeah, like a full back isn't what it used to be back in the day. Like a full back isn't a defender anymore.
Nah.
So as long as you can pop in with a few goals,
an athlete being a full back.
Yeah, definitely. And he's a free kick specialist. Scores a lot of goals. Who would be his competition?
Robertson at Liverpool. He's been unreal.
Nah, he has, because he's just a young'un. Like, I don't think the PFA would really look at him as being that good. So, like, Alonso, who can chip in, score goals, I think that's what they're looking at. He's a high goal scorer and defender. So, I think Alonso maybe should be there.
De Bruyne, I cannot argue with that, one of the best players on the planet.
I think the whole attacking six.
Eriksen.
Christian
David
Eriksen.
Silva's been amazing as well.
Yeah.
The poor man Sandro Shelby after his haircut. Midget Shelby.
Who else could go in midfield?
I know, because De Bruyne, Eriksen and Silva, it's a 3 midfield he could have.
It's good, man, isn't it?
It's really good. I mean,
there isn't any real...
Shelby. Based on the last 3 games, didn't say that seriously, everyone. Started hammering us like Taylor style. I didn't mean that.
Like, there's no like wide players in it really. Like,
Kennedy. Atsu on the first 2 weeks. Richie.
Nah, he's shit. There's no wide players. If there was a wide player, I would maybe have Sane in.
Well, I was going to argue Sane instead of Aguero because he's had a bigger and better season at City than Aguero. And it's mad that this is the first time Aguero has been included in the team of the year.
For 7 years?
That's fucking nuts, that, mate.
I know. For the front 3, Aguero, Kane and Salah.
You cannot argue with Kane and
Cannot
Salah.
really argue. I think the
Two Golden Boot containers.
I think the only one in contention maybe would be like Lukaku, but
nah.
Aguero's been better than him this season.
Wait there.
Kane, obviously.
What? Aguero? Where the fuck's Hosselu? Aguero, Kane and Hosselu. Salah, Kane and Hosselu.
He must be on the bench, first reserve.
Oh, Hosselu's on the bench. Oh, he's injured at the minute. He came off the bench for Arsenal. So must be because he hasn't been playing lately.
If he was fit this week and Slimani wasn't cup tied, like them two would be on there.
Hosselu's got to be there, hasn't he?
He's a bench minute, first reserve.
Hosselu's on the bench.
Yeah, so like they looked at Aguero, Lukaku and Hosselu, thought, Aguero's had the better season, then it would be Hosselu, and then it would be Lukaku, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, who else is the top scorers in the league this year? Glenn Murray.
Glenn Murray. To be fair,
World Cup shout out. Peter Crouch and Andy Carroll both scored the other night. They're probably going to World Cup instead.
Oh, mate.
Gareth Southgate is watching, bring something different off the bench.
It wouldn't even surprise us, Sterling, to be fair, Raheem Sterling,
Sterling was class and he's
I'm still not that big of a fan of Sterling, he's
Son
been
for Tottenham.
incredible.
I'm a big fan of Son from Tottenham, but he probably hasn't done enough to be team of the year.
Firmino.
That's what I said to you before when we first seen it. I would have had Firmino in there instead of Aguero. I just think he's had a bigger impact. I mean, has he scored less goals, hasn't he?
Yeah. You could probably put all of Liverpool's top 3 in there.
You really could.
I think they're one of the best attacking sides in the world, to be fair.
Well, I mean, you can argue Firmino, but at the end of the day, Aguero's up there only 94 minutes per goal. It's not arguing it. They've literally just. It looks like they've been lazy cunts and just picked the fucking. Because we've got it up here, Premier top scorers. Number 1, Salah. Number 2, Kane. Number 3, Aguero. Oh, there's a front 3. That'll do.
Wait, that was big, the one.
Pack up, lads. We're off.
My fucking wife's got the dinner on. That was gone, man.
Fucking pizza's burning, man. First reserve, Hosselu. Second reserve, Lingard. Third reserve, Pope. Backup keeper.
Dwight Gill.
Oh, I definitely.
I don't know about Pope because he's just a backup, isn't he? He's had a good year, but if Tom Heaton was fit, would he really be playing?
No, he wouldn't have. Wouldn't have come to transfer.
Yeah, and next season when Heaton's fit, will he be playing?
Probably not. Actually.
No.
Probably not.
No.
Oh well, I'm that then.
Unless he goes somewhere, it's kind of like the fucking NFL. If a fucking quarterback gets injured, Nick Foles won the Super Bowl. He's not going to be the fucking starting quarterback next season. It's just the way it is. You've got a number 1. In terms of goalkeepers, there's only one goalkeeper, there's only one quarterback. One gets injured, another one comes in, does absolutely unbelievable. But then next season when they're fit again, that's nowhere to be seen. Unless they get sold to go somewhere else to be number 1. That's the only option, because you're not going to keep Tom Heaton, who's he's the captain, isn't he?
Oh, he is actually.
Yeah. So Pope won't be number 1 next season, guaranteed, unless he gone somewhere to be number 1. But there's loads of teams that could do with him, whoever gets promoted, maybe it's like Wolves or something like that, or whoever just scrapes survival, needs a good keeper. get Pope, because he has had a good year. He's not going to be number 1 for Burnley.
Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you on Monday. We'll do a little Geordie Box. Watching the Everton game, Monday Night Football live.
Tune in.
Remember, Channel 4 tomorrow night,
midnight.
The Real Football Fan Show featuring us.
Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV. Thanks for having me on.
It's a culmination of the rise of fans culmination of fans having a voice in football now, getting noticed more instead of these so-called
people like us,
experts and pundits and Graham Souness and people are sick of listening to.
People like us that just come on, talk shit for half an hour and just fucking do it.
Real fans in the know. That's what it is.
Talking pure bollocks on camera for a little bit.
Well, it's made it mainstream. Channel 4.
Yep.
Tomorrow night midnight. It's a school night, so if you're not up, 4 on demand the next day. I'll record the thing. Sky Q.
Series link it. Because we'll be on again.
We're on again. Nice studio thing to come. But tomorrow night is highlights from the other day here outside St James's Park. Remember to subscribe. And remember, enjoy yourself!